don't you? You hate me, 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 don't you?
Trump pardoned a few of his old friends, a lot of the old friends that helped him get the election. That was all part of the electoral scheme that they had, and pardoned all of them. You know what I'm saying? This is what we call nigga moves. You feel me? This is definitely some nigga This is definitely a nigga move. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna free all the homies who was this president and Trump and Democrat and Republican and all that. Man, some people saying they don't even mess with Snoop Dogg no more because he got a bag and performing at the Trump inaugural ball with a Marvel Rivals. You know what I'm saying? Marvel Rivals is again, everybody be playing. It's a real popular game. You know what I mean? It is, if you played Overwatch, Gambit, you played Marvel Rivals. It is the exact same game together and all that in the comic books. You know what I mean? But the love that Gambit has for her is something definitely crazy. You know what I mean? It's definitely a dope little touching little love story. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to look up like how was they able to touch each other? How was they able to share a kiss? You know what I mean? When Rogue she'll drain your life out of you. You know? Israel just bombed Iran again. You know what I'm saying? At the town hall Tehran. You know what I'm saying? After Iran had bombed them, unalived 3 people. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? What's happening? You know what I mean? Kons podcast is gonna be episode 328. 328. You know what I mean? And it's late in the day. 5:56, you know what I'm saying, on this good Monday, November 10th today, you know what I'm saying? Got a few little topics for you, you know what I'm saying, keep you updated on this wicked world, you feel me? So being that it's late in the day, you already know how it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be unedited, there's going to be no cuts in this one once again, just like how we did last week, you know what I mean? It's just a little faster on the edit part if I don't go through and try to cut up all the audio and all that, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So yeah, all that's gonna be left in, burps and all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, you know what I mean? If this is your first time tuning in, this is where we go over the headlines, go over the news, you know what I'm saying? This is where I keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I mean? Whatever you log into your computer or your homepage, whether it's Yahoo News, MSNBC News, you know what I'm saying? Headline News, Hip Hop DX, whatever the case may be, wherever you get your news source and headlines, I'm probably touching on some of them right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned, keep it locked, and let me keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I mean? Without further ado, though, you know what I'm saying? We're just going to touch on a few topics. I got a few little topics for you today. Today, I'm just going to let you know that Trump is pardoning some of his old homies. You know what I'm saying? Definitely giving them a pardon. Some people who helped him in the election in 2020. Also, we're going to touch on Marvel Rivals. Got a new feature coming in season 5 for all you Marvel Rivals fans. You know what I mean? And Isreal just bombed Iran again. We're going to get into that. You feel me? That's the 3 topics I got for the day that we're going to be going over. You know what I'm saying? Episode 328. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, without further ado, I hope y'all enjoyed the episode last week, though. You know what I'm saying? Episode 326 was unedited. You know what I'm saying? Just like tonight's episode gonna be unedited. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna listen to this audio. I'm gonna go straight to the gaps, put the clips in, and move on. You know what I mean? So yeah, you just gonna get the little cut ups in the beginning of my little intro and like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it, though, as far as edit goes. You know what I'm saying? You definitely get the intro. I'm gonna cut that up. But other than that, it's gonna be straight through. You know what I mean? But without no further ado, though, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ready to get into these topics? Let's get into these topics. You know what I'm saying? So first up, you know what I mean? Trump pardoned a few of his old friends. A lot of the old friends that helped him get the election. That was all part of the electoral scheme that they had, and that they was trying to manipulate the 2020 election. He pardoned 77 people who was all tied to the fake electorate scheme. Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani is just a couple couple of names that we might be familiar with is some of the ones that was free, that he pardoned. You know what I'm saying? So in the next little clips you're going to see little news clips on this matter, and also public citizen opinion talking about this matter. Check it out.
President Trump has issued sweeping pardons for several key allies who backed his effort to subvert the 2020 election results. That's according to the president's so-called clemency czar, Justice Department pardon attorney Ed Martin, who released a list on social media late last night that includes the names of 77 people who received pardons. They include Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, John Eastman, Kenneth Chesebro, Boris Epstein, and Sidney Powell, among others. Now, Politico points out that the pardons are largely symbolic because none of those identified were charged with any federal crimes. Additionally, the document posted online is also undated, so it's not clear exactly when President Trump signed it. The pardon language explicitly states it does not apply to Trump himself. The White House and Justice Department did not immediately respond to requests for comments.
According to U.S. pardon attorney Ed Martin, he announced this Sunday night. In a post on X, he shared Trump's proclamation granting pardons for dozens of people, including notable figures like Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, and Sidney Powell. And here is this post here from the Associated Press sharing this news that we just learned a short time ago here. The pardon proclamation was posted in response to a message Martin shared on X on May 26, 2025, that had said, quote, "No MAGA left behind." Ed Martin, the government's pardon attorney, posted on social media that signed proclamation of the, quote, "full, complete, and unconditional pardon," which also, as I said, names conservative attorneys Sidney Powell and John Eastman. The proclamation posted online late yesterday explicitly says the pardon does not apply to
news that Donald Trump does not want you to know about. This MFer just pardoned 70 2020 election deniers. Here's what you need to know, what the implications are, and why it matters. On November 10th, Trump granted full, complete, unconditional pardons for 77 people, including top allies like Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, John Eastman, and Mark Meadows. They were all tied to the so-called faked electorate scheme, the alternate slate of electors in battleground state that were there to try to overturn the 2020 election. Trump described the move as a grave injustice and advancing national reconciliation. Supporters say it's about defending his allies, while critics argue that it's undermining accountability. These pardons apply to federal charges only and don't apply to state charges like in Georgia or Arizona. So the pardons for some are, in a sense, symbolic. Accountability is a huge piece in a democratic system. When high-level actors tied to election deniers are pardoned, it raises serious questions about the rule of law. It sets a precedence that if major political players can do such a thing and then get a pardon later, what's to stop them from doing it again? In my opinion, this is a dangerous normalization of election denial. Share your thoughts in the comment section and follow me.
His old homies, that was along that they arrested, that all was his clique as part of the scam and schemes of him being elected in 2020. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, he definitely pardoned all his homies. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. We should have known this was coming out. You know what I mean? Trump is known for that. You know what I'm saying? He definitely pardoned, you know what I mean, people who was tax evasion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that had something similar to what he was doing. You know what I mean? He definitely freed them all. They was all part of his little scandal, his scheme, his conspiracy, his co-conspirators, whatever you want to call them. He definitely pardoned all of them. You know what I'm saying? This is what we call nigga moves. You feel me? This is definitely some nigga This is definitely a nigga move. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna free all the homies who was part of a conspiracy to help me get elected in 2020. You know what? All y'all free. You know what I'm saying? The world is putting me under fire. Damn it, I don't give a no more. So I'm free of everybody that was a part of that was riding with me. You know what I'm saying? That was supporting the MAGA hats and all that. You know what? Y'all free. That's definitely some niggas, you know what I mean? nigga moments, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel about that, you know what I mean? Trump is wild out here, you know what I'm saying? But it's wild seeing all of the people so hard feeling about this president and Trump and Democrat and Republican and all that. Man, some people saying they don't even mess with Snoop Dogg no more because he got his bag and performing at the Trump inaugural ball with a crypto ball that Trump sponsored, whatever it was. A lot of people was mad at Snoop for that. Man, I'm never mad at nobody for getting the bag. I don't care about a political representation of what some president is supposed to be representing. He's just the face of chaos. He's the fall guy. He has no power. You know what I'm saying? And we are letting the man dictate who we gonna be fans of because of a certain music person might have did or performed or shook his hand. So now we all of a sudden ain't a fan of the artist who may have did that. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just putting forth a divide amongst the people. That's what they want. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'll never knock nobody for getting the bag, even if it's something that, you know, performing as something that I might not agree with. I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, well, Snoop now, you performed for Trump. Like, it's ridiculous, you know what I mean? Political views shouldn't have that much power. Marvel Rivals, you know what I'm saying? Marvel Rivals is a game that everybody be playing. It's a real popular game, you know what I mean? If you played Overwatch, Gambit, you played Marvel Rivals. It is the exact same game with Marvel characters. The game is just basically Overwatch. You know what I'm saying? Overwatch, I think that's what I said. It is just basically Overwatch with Marvel characters, you know what I mean? Running around trying to kill each other, using powers. You got healers and this and that. It's an alright game. It just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. I played a lot of Overwatch. So when I played Rivals, I'm like, this is nothing but Overwatch with Marvel characters. It wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? So for all you Marvel Rivals players that love the game, a new release is coming. You know, saying the release starting at season 5. They definitely are going to be marrying Gambit and Rogue. You know what I'm saying? They're getting married in season 5 of the game, and apparently it's some old map in the game. Apparently it's also canon. You know what I'm saying? I definitely looked this up, did a quick little Google search as you see on the screen right there. You know what I mean? If this was for real, and it's definitely for real, it's part of definitely canon. They had a whole little wedding and got together and all that in the comic books. You know what I mean? But the love that Gambit has for her is something definitely crazy. You know what I mean? It's definitely a dope little touching little love story. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't be touched really. You know what I mean? So, and I even looked this up. You know what I'm saying? As you also see on the screen. You feel me? I wanted to see how was it possible. You know what I'm saying? That they could be kissed, they could be intimate in any way. Well, we all know Rogue sucks the life force out of you and your powers and everything upon just a touch. So I looked it all up. You know what I mean? They said they use like defibrillators and this and that'll suppress their powers that allows them to be intimate. You know what I mean? So Gambit and Rogue, they getting married in the game, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely canon, definitely part of the real storyline as well. I had to look it up because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? There's a showed you the pics and all that. They had a whole thing in April, I think it was April 2019. You know what I'm saying? They really did get married in the comics. So the next little clips that you're going to see is just clips explaining this season 5 and Gambit and Rogue getting married, and the little screenshot they put out getting there, the gamers ready for the season 5 and them getting married coming up. Check these clips out.
Just released finally some kind of information for season 5. So we got an invitation. It's just a screenshot. It says you are cordially invited to the wedding of Anna Marie and Remy LeBeau. Now this is Rogue and this is Gambit. Okay, I looked it up. Season 5, Love is a Battlefield, November 11th, 2025, which is tomorrow. The venue is at Krakoa, and there's a reception to be followed. We obviously are going to have something showing them off tomorrow, and this is our invitation to it. It's kind of crazy that it took this long. I had to look up what date, November 11th. I was like, is this not happening like in a month? So we're going to have some kind of trailer coming out tomorrow, at least. It says the venue's Krakoa, which is very interesting, so I guess we're going back to Krakoa. I mean, I hope that this expands. It's not just a bunch of new Krakoa maps and it's something different, but it is confirmed we are having Rogue, we are having Gambit. They're in the new season. All right, now if they're going to be strategists or they're going to be Vanguard or DPS, I think the community is going to crash out from what I've seen if we have another DPS, but I can get behind some strategists and tanks. It'll definitely freshen up the season.
3 of my Rogue and asexuality video, so let me talk about why I love Rogue and Gambit as a couple. In part 2, I already established why I, an asexual, identify with Rogue. and why someone with her abilities or someone who is asexual who doesn't feel sexual attraction can make it very difficult to hold a relationship. So her being with someone who is typically known as a ladies' man means a lot to me. Gambit is obviously someone who is very, very hypersexual. He's been intimate with obviously a lot of people. And sure, maybe at first he saw Rogue as a bit of a challenge, but he genuinely grew to fall in love with her. Even knowing that touch wasn't on the table. Yeah, there are things like the inhibitor colors and the Savage Land, but for the most part, Gambit knew being with Rogue meant that there wouldn't be a lot of sex. And to still love her and want to marry her and be with her means so much to me. Because whenever I tell a partner that sex may not be a thing between us, they're no longer interested in me.
Yeah, what's happening? You know what I mean? I hope you enjoying this episode. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoyed this episode. You feel me? Hope you enjoy these clips. Hope you enjoying this information that I'm giving you. So go and hit the subscribe button to your daily hood journalist. You feel me? And follow along Monday through Friday and get your news and updates and all that good shit Monday through Friday right here on Kons Podcast. So go and hit that subscribe button right now. Now is your time to do so if you ain't already. You feel me? Go on and hit that shit and tell your people about it. Tell everybody to hit that shit too. You know what I'm saying? They won't be not satisfied. You feel me? Monday through Friday, hitting you with these news and updates, keeping you updated on current shit. Go on and hit that subscribe button from me. You know what I mean? Do that shit right now. You feel me? You ain't doing nothing else. Go ahead and do it.
You hate me, don't
So as
you?
you see, you know what I'm saying? That was letting you know season 5, they're going to have a whole wedding for Gambit and Rogue on the game. You know what I'm saying? That's some old map. You know what I mean? I thought this was kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely kind of dope for people that play the game. You know what I'm saying? Definitely going to be invited to a cool little wedding out there between Gambit and Rogue. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't know they was really married like that. I knew we had the hots for her and this and that just through watching the cartoon and reading the comic books. Yeah, but I didn't know that they had gotten married. So apparently they had gotten married. You know what I mean? And that was something dope. I didn't know. I had to look it up. You know what I mean? Because I had to look up like how was they able to touch each other? How was they able to share a kiss? You know what I mean? When Rogue is, she'll drain your life out of you. You know what I'm saying? Drain your powers and all that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I had to look it up. So they definitely are they use some type of tech, you know what I'm saying? They use tech to suppress their powers, you know what I mean? So that they can be intimate, touch on and kiss on each other, you know what I'm saying? As husband and wife, you know what I mean? So I thought it was pretty dope. I think it's pretty dope. They're going to put it in the game too. I don't play Marvel Rivals, you know what I'm saying? I don't play it. It's not a game for me. Like I said, it's just nothing but Overwatch with the Marvel characters. That's all it is. And I wasn't really a fan of Overwatch, you know what I'm saying? It's just not really my style, my type of game. You know what I mean? I wasn't into it, couldn't get into it, and none of that. It's just not me. You know what I mean? So, but it's definitely a fun game. I mean, I ain't talking bad about the game, and nothing. It just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they're gonna be having the wedding on there. That's pretty dope, though. It's pretty dope when games put stuff like this in the game. You know what I mean? I think Fortnite was doing this. Fortnite had a whole concert in the game. You know what I'm saying? The Eminem concert. You know what I mean? So it's dope to see and to do that. The Weeknd, I believe, also did a concert on Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? For the gamers, people that play the game, to have a whole little concert or some type of live event going on the game. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty sick. Israel just bombed Iran again. You know what I'm saying? In the town called Tehran. You know what I'm saying? After Iran had bombed them, arrived 3 people. Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister over there, said that Tehran will burn for that. You know what I'm saying? And they have just bombed them back. Said they fell for the bait perfectly as they prepare to bomb the nuclear missile facilities over in Iran. You know what I'm saying? So it's just things is heating back up in the Middle East. You know what I mean? Between the two countries, Israel and Iran, it's getting ugly. It's only a matter of time before we get involved. So the next little clip that you're going to see is just clips speaking on this matter. Check them out.
Is heating up again, and this time it could explode. Here's what happened in 1 minute. Israel just bombed southern Lebanon. Again, the strikes hit multiple towns near the border, killing civilians and destroying what Israel claims were Hezbollah rocket sites. Within hours, Hezbollah fired back. Dozens of rockets hit northern Israel. Air raid sirens screamed across Galilee. The Iron Dome caught most of them, but not all. Flames tore through border towns, and locals fled underground shelters. Iran immediately condemned the attack, calling it a dangerous escalation. Tehran reportedly raised its Revolutionary Guard alert level and warned Israel it's crossing red lines. Meanwhile, U.S. warships in the Mediterranean just shifted closer to the coast. American officials say it's a deterrence move, but everyone knows, they're preparing for the worst. And here's the truth. This isn't just Lebanon versus Israel anymore. Every strike now risks dragging Iran, Syria, and the U.S. into a regional war. Right now, the region feels one spark away from...
Okay, guys, breaking news, biggest breaking news probably in a very long time. Israel has just attacked Iran. Apparently, they preemptively struck Iran's air defenses because they're planning on striking all of their nuclear facilities. From what I understand, the United States said that they had no part in this strike at all, and it was all done completely by Israel alone. The operation's name was called Strength of a Lion. The Israeli Defense Force said that they had launched a major aerial operation to strike all of Iran's nuclear capabilities. Apparently, there's been a lot of high-rise skyscrapers and buildings where, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps families and people like that stayed. And they've also been targeting a lot of the air defense systems that Iran has as well. There's currently a whole bunch of buildings on fire all over the entire capital of Iran, in Tehran. And apparently, the Iranian Chief of Staff was even targeted. According to the Israeli Defense Force, they said that Iran had enriched enough uranium in order to build several bombs and that the threat of nuclear attack was becoming imminent, and so they launched this attack preemptively to prevent. Apparently, there's already detected incoming coming towards Israel now from Iran. You can see here, there's a skyscraper, a building that was pretty much leveled in Tehran. Apparently, these are some more of the buildings that were hit by strikes.
That's speaking on this matter, with this war brewing between Israel and Iran is back at it again. And I'm saying I told y'all of this a few weeks ago, months ago, whenever it was, when I was speaking on this on the daily. So I definitely had just stopped speaking on it because it's just depressing. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Talking about wars is not something I want to cover every day on the podcast, But it's definitely brewing up again as they are back to throwing bombs. You know what I'm saying? In each other's countries and cities and all that, So they have decimated or took out a lot of defenses in Tehran, Apparently they have took out the plane facilities, so they don't have planes to send over there and drop bombs and none of that. They sent some missiles, some long-range missiles over there, but the Iron Dome had took a lot of them down. Some of them had got through. So it's just getting ugly, It's getting ugly as times go on with this war stuff, It's just a pissing contest at the end of the day. That's really all it is, So just a matter of time before these other countries get involved, start allying up, Start saying, hey, you bombed him, I'm gonna back them up, and they get involved and this and that, and just gonna turn to something ugly, We can definitely expect that, But that's everything I got for today, As you can see, I'm going to leave a little bit of it in there, The phone call came in, had to take the call and all that, So, but I'm going to leave all that in, I lost track of what I was even saying on the Marvel Rivals part. But yeah, unedited, yippee for unediting. But that's all I got for today, though. 3 little topics, you feel me? In case you got distracted, in some case you was doing some case you had to go roll up, hoe up, some case you had to go break up kids from fighting, arguing. It was too noisy, too loud, couldn't hear. This is everything I let you know today. I just let you know that Trump pardoned a few of its old homies, 77 people to be exact, and it was all people who was part of the electorate scheme in 2020 that got him elected and all the conspiracy surrounded by it. He freed all other people. Marvel Rivals is coming, season 5, and they're going to have a wedding for Rogue and Gambit, I believe, tomorrow, November 11th, you know what I'm saying? Also let you know that Israel just bombed Iran again, and that war is now brewing up once again, you know what I mean? That's everything I just let you know. You know what I'm saying? For episode 328, thank you for tuning in. You could have been doing anything that you wanted to do, no matter who you was in the world, whether you was a little brother, a little sister, or older brother, or older sister, whether you was a niece, a nephew, or auntie, or uncle, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was a grandma, or grandpa, whether you was little cousin, you older cousin, cousin Pete, cousin Man, you could have been cousin Mookie, cousin Moo, cousin Tutu, TT, whoever you is. And if y'all got pets that's there, and y'all pets is right there with you, watching, and you petting your pet, whether your pet could be a cat, cat, a dog, a pet hedgehog. You could have a pet porcupine poking you all in the fingers while you petting and watching Kons Pals. You could have a pet bearded dragon, a pet alligator. You could have a pet lizard. You have a pet giraffe. Whoever your pet is, a pet hyena, salute to them. You know what I'm saying, for watching Kons Podcast. You feel me? Episode 328, the beat you hear creeping up, you know what I mean, was definitely made by my oldest son, beats by JJ, you know what I mean? So tune in, let the slapping beat hit you in your ears. You feel me? While you get the last minute commentating of my little comments as the credits roll up the screen. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This has been another unedited episode of Kons Podcast. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next episode. Shout out to the veterans for Veterans Day tomorrow.
Hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you? Hate me, don't you?
Yo, what's happening?
Hate me, don't you?
And this podcast interrupting this episode. You feel me? For you to subscribe, yeah. What's happening? You know what I mean? I hope you're enjoying this episode. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoy this episode. You feel me? Hope you enjoy these clips. Hope you enjoy this information. I'm so go and hit the subscribe. Yo, what's up? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Just in case this is an interrupted episode of your current events, news, interrupting your headlines, all the info that you're getting from this episode. You know what I'm saying? I'm interrupting to let you know. Go ahead and yeah, what's happening? You feel me? I'm here to interrupt this episode to let you know. Nothing to hit that subscribe button. Yo, what's up? You could have been doing anything you wanted to do right now at this point in time, but you chose to come fuck with Kons Podcast, and for that, I fuck with you. So go on and hit that subscribe.
That don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that?